Greetings, citizens. I am your host, Jay Voodoo Child, and this is Manor Lords. After the massive patch update in October 2025, we are version 08035, and basically, this is an entirely new game. All the old guides are out the door. They're pretty much useless at this point. And so people like me are going back into the game and kind of discovering what the new mechanics are, what the math is for various resources. And basically, this series right now is to attempt to come up with the perfect start, integrating as many different disciplines that are available to us in this game as possible. And this particular playlist is my version called the Not So Perfect Start. And last series of videos, I was kind of trying to discover how to get double population. And then I discovered at the end of that, when I was kind of reviewing my progress and whatnot, I discovered that in this infertile land, because I've got two nodes here for rich iron and rich berries, that I actually do have some decent farmland. And one of the things that is important in this game is to have as much variety in food sources as possible. And because of spoilage, amassing huge amounts in any one category isn't going to carry you as far as having diversity among your food groups. And so, even in infertile lands, having the opportunity to get ember for flour bread and rye is important. Now, in the previous game, a lot of the enhanced farming techniques were behind development points, and I just never really found them to be as important as other development points. So I've never really explored having the ox plow farmland and pick up the resources after harvesting with oxen. And I certainly did not go deep enough to have the livestock, the sheep, help with fertilization. And I'm not even sure if that's a thing for this go round. Now that the development points have been shifted over into a different set of choices that influence the game mechanics. So, basically, I would look at my plot, and again, I'm just doing hand plowing and sowing. So, having long, straight runs for our farmland just wasn't important. And what I would do is make little pastures along the edges of a zone and then outline that with a road. And now I'm going to go back and delete all of these pastures and kind of put together one big farm to figure out what size I have available to me. And then I would typically divide that up into 3 or 6 kind of different things, so I can do a 3-crop rotation. In this case, I'm going to go with 1 season or 1 year of ember, 1 year of rye, and 1 year of off, and hopefully get the sheep on there to increase fertilization up to this point, or the kind of recovery. And again, I'm just going to play through those conditions and see how they work. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to see if I can maintain keeping that population growth going while also incorporating a new aspect in this farmland. So let me pause the game here, or the video here, and kind of get set up on that aspect and start talking about how I want to design the plots of farmland. And do I want to do a year one version by hand just so I can have some bread production over the winter and kind of carry us through? Because of the requirements and the approval rating, I have a close set of berries, so probably first year is not important in this particular map. But if you don't have a close by berries or mushrooms, and you have farmland right on top of your starting location, you may want to consider having that, so that therefore you can maintain that second +4 to approval with your burgesses. So let me pause here and kind of do my next thing on the layouts. Okay, we're back. We've deleted all the pastures and we just have our outline road now. I can confirm here that I've deleted all the pastures plots because I have 0 animal spaces available. And so now I'm going to go into the field. I kind of built another road to make it easy for the plot to get around this section right in here. So we're going to start here, go over here, and so we have 3.6 Morgans available in this plot. And again, I'm just not used to building straight lines across. And so I'm going to try something on this side. And if it doesn't work out, when I get over to this side, I'll do more of the kind of straight roads situation. But let's try and build some, basically, some causeways in here and kind of figure out roughly 1.2 so that's almost good. This is probably going to need a lot wider. Actually, that's fairly close. So they're basically all 1.1s? Can't believe I got that on the first try. Yeah, they're all 1.1s. So, let's go ahead and build those. Alright, so we're going to have this little notation for a while. And it's going to be a little bit before this stuff gets brought up. Now, this territory up here, this plot, okay, I decided I did not need bread for the first season. So I don't even need these farms. And I can wait. Now, as an experiment, I can see how much I can get away with using my starting workforce to work land. But in this case, since I am kind of taking up territory that I previously had been using for a quick start, I'm going to see if I can maintain that quick start even with this land being unavailable. Also, I'm reconsidering my build order given this type of situation. Definitely wild animals are first. But where is the best place do I want to have my starting and finishing area? And do I want to have it off the beaten path? So there's a nice gap in here. So this is probably where I'll put it long term, but not short term. All right, if that's there, so let's put that there. And let's put some homes down here with extensions. The question is, I guess, how much do we want to integrate honey into our first buildings? And maybe I should just avoid that altogether. So, probably going to have the charcoal here. No, charcoal needs to go out first. Um, hmm. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of lost in thought here. Alright, let's plan for Burgess plot with... Now that is also something we can consider, since this particular map we are not concerned with our point. We can make these doubles and just start off with doubles. Alright, so we can still get backyards from that. That's our shortest point. Now, the question is, what do we want our first log to go to? Do we want to go to the logging camp, or do we want it going to the charcoal? So yeah, let's build the rest of these. And let's try and go with the charcoal first, because even preserving those first 6 logs will help us continue, not worry about setting up the fireplace for further along in the process. And maybe that is just as good as the increased production one by one, because it is staggered. It's not just the next thing you could do is add 50%. It's really going to add, let's see, 12% for each increment. All right, so let's get rid of this. And let's put in the charcoal. So this area actually isn't all that messed up. All right, let's take a look at this stuff again. Let's see if we can get this even closer together. Yep, 3 doubles there. Oh, I wanted to build that. Will that do? Nope. Now let's build the road. Now let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. And let's see where this can hang on the end. So that'll work. It's not that far. All right, first, it's going to be you. Second is, let's go here. All right, build this. Let's get rid of you. Or do we want to get rid of you? Let's get rid of the one in between. That's usually better. And now let's build the logging camp with our last two. Why am I now destroying trees? All right. So, high or very high. We got two mediums. We're gonna put you on low. Put you on highest. And we're going to set up a yeah, that's right. So the first family is going to be the hitching post. Second family, the hunter. And then 3, 4, 5 will be charcoal. And at that point, I'll have the ox freed up to continue building. And when the first house goes in, they will get the third party, and so that will kind of continue our progress that way. So yeah, this is going to be the setup for the new run of whether we can kind of preserve farmland while still rushing that second pop and getting that in May. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. And please share with me your comments on this progress and, you know, this kind of evolution or paradigm shift in thinking and approaching the game from the very start. Are you enjoying this? Are you appalled by it? You know, please share with me your thoughts constructively, hopefully. So thank you all for watching. Take care, everyone. Catch you on the next one.